Well, hello, 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 everyone. How's everyone doing today? Michael Ponte won with the subscription. Wow, before I even came online. Thank you very much. Huh. What shirt do we have on today? Actually, a little bit of Boise State Broncos support. I'm actually curious if we're gonna have a football season this year. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, right? See how this virus thing plays out. So right now, a lot of people are probably watching the Live Coders event. I was watching it, so I don't expect a handful of people today, because how many people actually want to watch me create slide decks and demos for a Pluralsight course? Oh man. I was really excited because last Tuesday we finished an entire module in one stream. That means we only have one module left. One. And we're working on it today. Definitely. I tried, but my computer has forced me to watch this. You must have the Brian model. The one that forces you to watch all things Brian. So, what's everyone been up to? What's some cool projects you all are working on? That's what I want to know. Everyone's asking me what I'm working on. I want to know what you are working on. Being serious, so this is my favorite stream. Well, thank you, Death Knight. I appreciate that. That actually means a lot. Oh, and I have a new feature that I'm trying out right now. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this to work. Huh? Ah, look at that! Oh, wait, oh, over here. Over here. Look, right there. So, it's called Feature Chat, to where I can feature a chat message. So, I find it might be more useful, like if I'm not in this talking mode, right? And I'm coding and I get a question, especially for, you know, YouTube backups, right? So if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll be answering a question and no one has any idea what question I'm asking, right? So I'll highlight that message to give some context to what the heck I'm talking about. Code Stencil! Greetings, good to see you. So yeah, now I haven't quite figured it out, right? But I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Oh, we got some duels going on already. And it looks like one Pocket Pimp can afford a battle royale. Best way to start the stream is by dueling. That's right. Duel away. Battle royale has been redeemed by one Pocket Pimp. All right. Well, I'm gonna wait for this this duel to finish. There, Death Knight is the victor. All right. Battle Royale. Whoops, if I can spell. I still can't spell. There we go. Jabba! Can you ask me a Prism question? Of course! You can ask a Prism. This is the perfect time because everyone is battling it out right now. What's your question, Jabba? Shoot. Get it? Battle Royale. Like, shoot. Okay. Lame joke. Okay. Can a view also have regions or only... No. Okay. Oh, hold on. This is a great... Here we go. Here we go. Boop. So the question is, can only views have regions or just my shell? Of course, views can have regions too. And you can have a view inside of a view inside of a view that has a region that has a region. It is unlimited of where you put these things. It doesn't matter. Put them wherever you want. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. I was about to say the question was covering the Battle Royale. Someone's getting that. Oh, almost had the health. Oh my gosh. That is awesome. I don't know. I think Michael's got this one. Michael is the victor of the Battle Royale. Dan, how the hell did you do that? Do what? Do what? What are you talking about, Dan? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about how do I do this? How do I do that? I'll chat with you after the stream. I'll tell you how I do that. I just discovered it today, actually. Yeah, you gotta fix these Brian Buck point issues. I don't know, what issues? Please tell me. One Pocket Pimp, what issues? I do need to figure this out. Maybe something's not configured right. Am I not seeing things that people are redeeming? Thought I saw it that time. Yes, please give me feedback on the Brian Bucks. I need to figure out all that stuff. Channel points is separate from what is assesses, so you get 2 separate point totals. Oh, yes. Yes, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking. Actually, it's confusing. I need to rename it. So, the avatar system, those are different. Like, I can't connect those to the channel points. I've already tried. I know exactly what you're talking about. So, I might just get rid of the avatar points. Yeah, it's a different thing. Like, I can't connect them. It's just, it sucks. And I forgot to turn it off. And I named them the same thing. Right? I named them the same thing, so it's confusing. It's like, wait, I just won these Brian Bucks. How come my totals aren't updating? Yeah, because the channel points are different. So I'm going to have to turn off the currency portion of the avatars. Because, yeah, it's really confusing. So code stencil. Ooh, hold on. See, I need to do better at this here. See, this is a good little question here. I can highlight. When will Infragistics have a working CRUD application demo of their Blazor controls? I asked you about this a while ago when they launched their Blazor library. That's a great question. That's a great question because I don't know yet. You know, this whole virus thing just kind of messed up all our company priorities. And, you know, we had to kind of reorganize what we prioritize, like how we prioritize things. So the Blazor stuff actually got pushed to about July, right? So we can look at July for the Blazor product, but even then, it's going to be simple sample browser. I don't know if we have an actual, like, full-blown CRUD application that we're going to be working on. We'll definitely be having a sample browser that highlights our controls and their features, just like all of our other sample browsers for our products. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't have an answer to that one. That's a great question. I have no idea. One Pocket Pimp. Have an exchange rate from channel points to Brian Bucks. But then that's manual. Like, I'd have to do that manually. And I can't assign. See, I can't assign channel points is the thing. Like, I can't just give someone channel points. Right? One Pocket Pimp. Use a bot. Oh, that's a lot of work, but there's probably something I could figure out. But I don't know how to assign channel points is the thing. Right? Death Knight. I'll do the manual, but I can't promise I won't steal some. Yeah, so if there's an API to assign channel points, maybe I could do that. But I don't know if there is or not. I'll have to research that. I'll have to look into that. But okay. So today we are going to be working on the very last module. I am so excited for this. We have been just working along for the many, many weeks now. We have 12 modules in this course. 12! And we're on the last one. We're on the last one. Oh. Dan says, make your daughter do it. She'd be motivated to have unlimited brine bucks. Yeah, that's true. So you don't assign channel points. You have have users spend them to get brine bucks, 10 points a buck or something. Yeah, I'll have to completely like think how this point system works and how I can tie the avatar points into channel points or vice versa. But what do you get for avatar? I don't even know what you get for avatar points. I think you can buy bombs and stuff. I have no idea. So Calo Creation has a system you can apply. Oh, let me write that down. Is that Calo Creation? Calo Creation. All right, I wrote that name down. I'll go check that out. But anyways, as I was saying, this is the last module, module 12. It seemed like such a far goal, right? When we first started, when we were module 1. Now we're in module 12. This one's all about dialogues. The good thing and bad thing. The good thing is this should be a pretty short module. The bad thing is I can't reuse any content from the past like I have been, because this is all brand new concepts. This is a new feature to Prism that we added for Prism 7. So we have to create everything from scratch. So we probably have to take a separate approach today. Instead of starting with slides, I'm actually going to start with the demos. That way I can better understand kind of the content I have to put in the slide. Like, what am I going to be talking about in the slide, right? And I have my handy dandy notepad here to take notes. So as we're creating this, I can write down some steps that I'm taking, right? So I think now is as good a time as any to just kind of jump right into it, right? So let's do that. Like a pen and paper notepad? Yes, Dan, a pen and paper notepad. I still use those. So let's go into my Pluralsight, do not delete. We have to create a new folder for our demos. It's me, module 12. That's so old school. It is. I have a whiteboard too. Just so you know, Dan, I have a whiteboard that I use. We need a before and after folder. And so this specific sample, I think I'll just use the view discovery. Right? I think we'll just use the view discovery one as the before. Let's look, because the focus of this is just showing dialogues. It's not about navigating from place to place, so it's not going to be super complicated, right? Dan, I have some whiteboard paint to paint. Oh, you have some whiteboard paint to paint the wall, so I can just whiteboard on the wall. Oh, that's actually a good idea. I wonder how well that's... Let me know how well that stuff actually works, because if that's the case, I could repaint this side of the wall and have a lot more space. Okay, so let's run this. Yeah, I'm really curious how well that would work. Because, you know, I've seen the chalkboard wall paint before, and I knew some people that had that, and it just kind of sucked. I don't know if it was just the quality that they were using, right? But yeah, it didn't do wonderful. So Dan says it works really well. Had a client that painted all the walls in their office with it, and the dead teams use it all day. Oh, well, maybe it's the quality of paint then. Okay, so we had this hello from view A. We're gonna change this because we have to have a button in here. So this is the before application we're working on. So let's just kind of get this set up. Let's add a stack panel. Orientation. No. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. I want vertical alignment center. Horizontal alignment center. That's what I want, right? Death Knight, I just use a paint scraper to remove the marker. Or just paint over it every time, right? Just paint over it every time. Okay, so... let's do this. We'll say Do I even need a button here? You know what? Let's undo that. I don't think I need a text block at all. I think I just use one little... There we go. I can stick with this. I like that working in a remodeled warehouse look. Yeah. Very expensive. Yeah, Dan says one way to keep it fresh. Kind of expensive. But those rich folks like you, I'm sure it's nothing. Crack me up, Dan. You crack me up. Okay. I think we can just do a button. Actually, I don't like doing it that way. And then our button could just say, you know, content, show dialogue. Let's throw a width on here, though. I don't know, 175. And then a height of like 85. Okay, that'll work. So this is all we really need. Right? Let's add a view model. Ooh, I'm going to add new item. Prism. Prism view model. And this is view model. Right. Death Knight. I don't know, but people love that look. We built a new office for like $5 million, and they didn't bother fixing the support columns or ceilings. Guess it's just that startup look, even if we aren't a startup. Oh my gosh. How wouldn't that just be nice to be able to just drop $5 million on an office space? That's crazy. Okay, so we have this view model here. I really want to get rid of all this crap. I don't like any of that. Yep, and we'll... all I need is a button. XML and S. Prism equals Prism library. And we need to turn on the Prism view model locator. True. Okay, so we got that working. I wouldn't know. I'd love to drop even 100K on an office space. Dude, I'd love to drop like a K. I'd love to drop just $1,000 on office space. What are you talking about? Death Knight spent that on beer. Dan spent that on beer. All right. Okay, so now we need a command. Call this the show dialogue command. We'll add this to our view model. And make sure our view model here. Delegate command. We don't need a parameter type, so let's just be a basic delegate command. Show dialogue command. Right. Show dialogue command equals new delegate command. Show dialogue. And we'll generate that method. And we'll make this public. Okay, that seems to work. So let's just hit a breakpoint, make sure everything's set up properly. It would cover the chair, but barely. Wouldn't cover the camera. Nope. Actually, $1,000 would not cover the camera I'm using. I actually had to buy my camera in two parts. I had to buy the camera, and then I had to buy the lens separately. Okay, then we have our show dialogue. Perfect. Okay, so we have our before. This is a good before. Very basic. I think this is going to work just fine. Let's close this out. Oh, I guess I need to do this. Showing dialogues, and then... Oh, wait a minute. I'm doing this all wrong. What the heck is wrong with me? This is what I need. Showing dialogues. Looks like my brain's not working today either. Yeah, out of reach for me. I don't have as many GitHub sponsors as bro. Actually, my company paid for my camera. I don't have enough GitHub sponsors to pay for my camera. I have enough GitHub sponsors to buy lunch. No, a dinner once a month. I can buy a dinner once a month. But you know what? That's better than nothing. I will take that all day. All day. Well, yeah. A steak dinner. Of course, I eat steak. And give me a nice steak. But I drink water because I probably couldn't afford the drink after the steak. But I can at least get the steak. Oh, no, not a Ruth's Chris steak. Freaking Ruth's Chris, man. Oh, my God. They're way overpriced. Way overpriced. Okay, so now we're in the after. So in this demo, what we want to do is we actually want to show a dialogue. And so what we have to think about here, and I'm going to need your help on making this decision, is where we place the dialogues, okay? I kind of have a feeling, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I kind of feel like we should put the dialogues in the main executable, but be able to show them from the module, right? Because that kind of shows like the decoupling aspect of Prism and how the dialogues can be defined somewhere else, right? They don't have to be part of the module you're showing the dialogues in. So I'm thinking maybe the dialogues go here and we show it in the module, I think. Moshko, are you a full-time developer? And what kind? Yes, I develop full-time for Infragistics. And actually, I do more than just development, right? I do a lot, okay? I remember going over this list one time, and it was quite extensive. But so besides working for a company full-time, I'm a salaried employee, not hourly, so they get to work me to death and still pay me the same amount no matter how much I work. But I love my job, so it's like a hobby. It's not work to me, right? But yes, I do. I write product. I support product. I help market product. I position product. I help with sales, customer support. I also maintain the Prism library, which we're talking about today. You know, like I do a lot. Pluralsight courses. I always got my side hustle, that's for sure. Always got the side hustle. You know, you do the streamings. I speak at events. I run events. I don't know. I need to just put this on my blog so I can just like point to it because I forget what I do sometimes. I do so much, I just kind of forget, right? But I primarily dabble in the desktop. I'm primarily known for desktop and mobile, but I've been dabbling in the web space. Just a little bit of dabbling, right? Alex, greetings. Thanks for joining. So Dan, why not do two modules, a dialogue module and another module that uses the module dependency? Because that's overcomplicating what I'm trying to show. Right? Yeah, Dan's talking. Death Knight mentioned 40 hours a day isn't a lot. No, it's not a lot. I work probably 43 hours a day at least. And recently I've been really slammed. Recently I've been big time slammed. Okay. I think I'm going to go with creating the dialogues in the root project, and then we'll show them via the dialogue service in the module. So, what kind of... Okay. Dan, I call BS. You have a wife and kids. They wouldn't let you work that many hours a day. You don't know my wife or kids that well. No, I see my wife and kids for about 2 hours a day. And I'm working the rest. Alex, I feel pretty lazy with just 30-ish hours a day. Okay, let's start with creating... I think I'm going to put these in a new folder. Hey, how come I didn't get to rename that? That's weird. We'll call it Dialogs. What kind of dialogue are we going to create here? I'm thinking maybe... I don't know. Shoot, just I don't know, a message dialogue? What do we want to call this thing? What kind of demo are we going to show? What kind of dialogue? It just needs to be a simple dialogue pop-up like, I want to show this. We'll call it a message dialogue. How about that? A message dialogue. That works. So... No, I'm not building a wizard. That's for sure. I actually built a wizard control for the whatchamacallit, the extended Wpf Toolkit. Has anyone ever heard of the extended Wpf Toolkit? I'm just curious. Because a lot of people don't know that I actually created that. That is my baby. I started that project on Codeplex back in the day when it was Codeplex. With one control, and I just started building and building and building controls, and it got so popular that the company Exceed said, I want to buy this open source project from you. And I'm like, you know it's open source, right? You could just take the code and do something with it. And like, no, we want the repo, we want everything. We want the branding, we want it all. I'm like, alrighty. It had an MIT license, Death Knight. It wasn't stealing, like it's open source. It was MIT, like it had a very flexible license. Like you guys could take the controls and just use them. But nope, they wanted to buy them outright. So I'm like, hey, no problem. So I wound up selling that project. Okay, you know what? Let's go to Prism GitHub because we actually have documentation for this. Alex, yes, that is really nice for a company because that company could have just taken it and made their product out of it and, you know, just whatever. But no, they actually bought it and they continued it. That's the great thing about what Exceed did is they kept it open source and they kept improving it and supporting it and adding new controls. Awesome. It was awesome. And I think it's still good now. Okay, let's go to our releases. Because I made some notes on this dialogue service. And I just have to find it. That's not it. This one. This one right here. Oh, look. Look, I can... Yes. I'm so glad I did this. Those release notes really came in handy, didn't they? So this demo might actually be quite long if I were building this from scratch, huh? Dan, and to think someone stole the Aurora library and remarketed it as their own, and James even promoted it as .NET Comp. Wow. I did not know that, Dan. That is nuts. Wow. Alex, I was about to compliment you on your taste in music until I realized Spotify was still running. Actually, this is Pretzel Rocks. This is Pretzel Rocks. This is free streaming music. And it's supposed to be on the chill station. So like chill music. We're just chilling out. Let me know if the music's too loud. I can turn it down some. Dan, nope, they really don't. Of course, they also couldn't even come up with their own logo. They just took the React... They took the React logo. Dan, music, a good volume. Okay, cool. That is shady. That is some shady stuff. Death Knight, so what is the dialogue service in a nutshell? Okay, great question. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Let me try my thing. See, I need to make this a little easier to do. Because right now I'm not very quick with it, right? So what is the dialogue service in a nutshell? So what the dialogue service is, it is a simple interface that will allow you to show dialogues in your application from view models. So a lot of people, like for example, let's say I'm in this view model and we want to show a dialogue. You may see something like message box.show, right? This is horrible. Like, you would never, ever want to do this, ever. For one, you're mixing concerns. You never want to have a view object inside of your view model, especially a static view object like the message box, and which is very specific to a platform. So what we want to do is we want to abstract that UI portion away from the view model, where we keep it testable, maintainable, extensible, all those great things you get with using interfaces and decoupling your code. But we want to keep the functionality, still be able to customize our dialogues per platform. So for example, if I was sharing this view model across multiple platforms, I can still have one iDialog service that I call, but each platform will have a different implementation. The code doesn't change, but the UI will. It's pretty cool, and we'll see that as we get into this, right? So essentially, it's just a service that lets us show any dialogue we want without having to actually reference that dialogue, okay? And so let's start by creating our dialogue first. I think we have to create the dialogue first, is what I'm thinking. So we'll create the UI. Now, why is it at 6400? Let's go with, what did I do here? What did I do here? Oh, we have the view model. Yeah, so I guess we need a view model. Okay. You know, actually, I could probably just copy and paste that stuff. Maybe I can reuse some things. So let's add a new class. We'll call it message dialog view model. Okay. I'm just showing that, actually, to eliminate confusion, I'll delete this view models folder. Because you could put your, I want to show that you can put your view models anywhere you want. You don't have to put them in a view models folder. Okay? Dan, huh? Why am I supposed to be jealous? I'm not really jealous of anyone. I don't know about that. Okay, so let's do this. Now, this is gonna be tricky. This is gonna be, how am I gonna show? Okay, so let's just keep writing and we'll see how this kind of flows, right? I'm going to basically take this and I'm gonna copy and paste this. Just this part. You know what? No, I won't. I won't copy and paste it. I won't copy and paste because you want to see how this is implemented. Like, we want to see how this is done. Like, no copy and paste. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Dialog aware. Because it's not bad. Okay, so we have a title. We will just do this. This is going to return my, what's it going to be? My message dialog. Okay. Can close. We can return true on this. So this interface has a few properties and methods on it that we must implement. Okay, one is the title. This is going to be the header of the dialog window. So we want to provide that. We have a can close method. This method is used to determine if we can even close the dialog. We have an onDialog closed method, which is fired when the dialog has been closed. This allows us to clean up any resources or, you know, do any things to kind of tidy up when the window closes. And of course, we have onDialog opened. This is when the dialog has been opened. It's get a list of parameters to allow us to populate this dialog with any data that we've passed to it. So now it's time to kind of start implementing, actually we don't need any of that, our view model. So if we look at our dialog, this is a custom designed dialog. We need a message and we need a close dialog command. So let's go ahead and implement prop p string message. Okay, got that. And then we need the dialog command. Delegate command. of, what is this? We're passing true. So a nullable bool will work. Close dialog command. I think that works. And so we're going to need a CTOR here. Close dialog command equals new dialog command. Close dialog. That's kind of what I'm thinking. We'll call that parameter. And that's basically it. I mean, I think that's essentially what I did here. Yeah. Oh, I did it as a string, though. I mean, I could do it as a string. Maybe that's better. Maybe I should do it as a string. Dan, you should put your view model in the Fred namespace. You know what? Let's do this as a string. Okay, so essentially, when I talk about creating this view model, we're going to create a dialog. We're going to define this dialog with a text box that's going to hold a message. And then make the command a button that invokes a command to close the dialog, right? Jabba must make the other command public. Did I forget? I always forget to do that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And then, what else? I think that's it. I think we're good there. Okay. So first we create the dialog. We design the dialog. Okay, this is a message dialog. All this is going to do is show a message and we're going to close. So we need a text and we need a command. Now we implement our dialog. Now our dialog has to implement iDialogAware. We kind of talk about that. I walk through that. We add our close command, close dialog. And to do that, we just call request close invoke and a dialog result. Ooh, yeah. Forgot about the result. And that's what I did here. Close dialog. Raise request close. Okay, so this is more like a base class. We don't need to do it this way. I want to try to keep it as simple as possible, right? Moshko, I'm learning C# at college, the algorithmic way. I didn't know people still use this language. I thought it's dead language. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. So, Moshko, where are you from? Where are you joining us from? I'm curious. So, I think I'm just going to do the result. Let's do, okay. So, with the dialog, when we close the dialog, to close the actual dialog, we have to invoke this request close. Okay, so we need, request close, invoke, right? We need to essentially pass a result to it. And so one thing I did, didn't want to do that. If we look at, oh, Israel, nice. So what we want to do, now in this sample I gave online, this is more what you would use for like a base class almost. You don't have to do this way. So we're just going to use this right here, right? Yeah, I think that's, for this demo, right? For this demo, I think we should keep it as simple as possible. So we need a dialog result. Equals new dialog result. And what are my options? Actually, what did I do? I don't know if I like doing it that way. What I did here was I just passed in a new result. I mean, I could do it that way too. I mean, that's not bad. That's pretty simple. That's pretty simple. So we'll say none. And then so if parameter equals what? Parameter equals what? What are we saying? True? You know what? Why don't I just copy what I did? Oh, and I'm too lowering it. Although I don't have to do that. I'll remove that. I want to keep it simple. Keep the code as simple as possible. Okay, so what we're doing here, what's happening is if we go back to our message dialog, when our user, we're going to show this dialog, and when the user clicks this button, this is going to close the dialog. And I want this command parameter to be true. Actually, this is overcomplicating it. I think this is overcomplicating this example. Let's do this. Let's get rid of a parameter. We don't need a parameter. We don't need it. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm overcomplicating it. Let's keep it simple. Okay, keep it simple. Now, the reason I don't need that, so in this web example I was giving here, I was showing like you could have different buttons. One can close it. You could set your, you could change your results. Like it was a different, I was showing something different. Okay. In this case, I know that this close button is only meant to close the dialog. So we'll request close, invoke, new dialog result, and we'll pass in button results dot OK. And that's all we have to do to close it. That makes so much more sense now. Okay, so we'll come back. Okay, ooh. So for the message, we're expecting the parameters to contain a message property or parameter. All right, so now we have to show this thing. So the first step is we actually have to register this with the container. So container registry, register dialog, right? And this is what I call it, the message dialog. Add our using statement. Whoops. There we go. And I'll register the message dialog view model with it. And I will not give it a name. I'll just call it message dialog. Okay, perfect. So we have registered our dialog now. So now the trick is, how do we actually show this dialog? So the dialog is defined in this assembly, okay? In this project, the executable. So if we look at our module A project, we can see that there are no references at all to this executing assembly, because this is the main executable. It actually will reference module A, not the other way around. But we're going to show a dialog, specifically this dialog, in this module, in this project. And to do that, we're going to simply, we're going to create a constructor for our view model. All we have to do is ask for the iDialog service. Add our using statement. Let's go ahead and create a field to store that bad boy. Now I can say dialog service, and we could do show or show dialog. I'm going to say show dialog. In this case, the name of the dialog, it's the message dialog. How do I know the name of the dialog? Well, remember, we just came in here and we registered this dialog. By default, the name of the dialog is going to be the name of the type. Okay? So, if I wanted to give it a custom name, I could say, my custom dialog, right? But we didn't do that. So, the default name of the dialog is the message dialog. Dan, it's really freaking difficult to work with a puppy that likes to sleep at my feet, constantly doing gymnastics to avoid stepping on this dog. Yeah, I know. I've been through that phase. Totally not a bot! Totally not a bot. Thanks for the follow. I don't know if you're really a bot now. I don't know. You got me. Then we have to pass some parameters, right? So in this case, our dialog is expecting a message parameter, and we're going to pass it a message. And so whatever this message can be, we don't know what this message is. Let's say new dialog parameters. AracNet. Or is it AracNet? Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. So we have a couple different ways we can declare some parameters here. You know what? To keep the code easier to read, I'm thinking maybe I should do this. Okay, something like that. P.add. And hello from view model. This will keep the code a little easier to read for this demo. So we can pass that in. So we pass in our parameters. And then we got a callback. Okay. This allows us to handle when the dialog closes, we can respond to that event and we actually get the result. We can see what the result is and any parameters, right? So if, for example, result.parameters equal, oh, not parameters, sorry. result equals okay, then something happens. We do something. I don't know what we do, but we do something. Alex, that's not too far from dependency injection, is it? My programming knowledge built up some rust. This is dependency injection. This is exactly dependency injection. That is how we are getting all these services, right? We use dependency injection for this. Let's do this. Okay, so now let's go ahead and run this. Yes, Alex, you are very clever. So now let's go ahead and click this button and see what happens. Huh. What happened? It's not working. It's not working. Oh, wait, I'm not even hitting. Did I not hook up my button? Show dialog command. On a wire. View AV model. Show dialog. Oh, wait, nope. Hey, wait a minute. Public. I'm not hitting my breakpoint. My command is not invoking. What'd I do? What'd I do wrong? What'd I do wrong? Hold on, let's double check something. Let's make sure we're getting a view model. We are getting a view model. We are getting our dialog service. But I clicked the button. Let's look at our call stack, our output. Let's get our output. Let's look for any type of data binding errors. Which I'm not seeing any data binding errors. That means it's all hooked up right. Did I spell it right? Maybe I misspelled something. I thought we tested this. Didn't we test this? Let me close that. That's right. Okay. Binding. Auto wire. This is very interesting, isn't it? That's fine. It's showing. Initialization of Dialog command is in wrong constructor. Oh, is it? Oh my god! Oh my gosh! Thank you, thank you, Misa. Oh man, I don't know what I was. I didn't see I already had a constructor. I created a new one. Okay, thank you. That was it. Thank you. All right, now what's supposed to happen is we're going to click this button and we're going to see this dialogue. There it is right there. Here's our dialogue. And so the next expectation is hit OK and it closes, right? And so what happens here is when it closes, in this method here, we can respond to this result, right? So this is that callback where we check the result. Is the button OK? Are there any parameters we're passing back? Whatever the case may be, we can handle that. So for example, if the user if you show this dialogue and the user hits the X button, right? What's the result? The result's none. So you know that the person who closed the dialogue didn't hit your OK button, right? Because we coded in our message dialog view model, when they hit this OK button, it's going to close the dialogue right here. Request close. And that's it. We're going to pass in the result, which is OK. We could also pass parameters if we wanted to, right? So, you know, for the purpose of this, I should probably do this. Because remember, this demo is meant to teach people how this functions, so I should try to really make things more explicit. And then we'll pass in the button result. No. Like this, right? We could do var parameters equals new dialog parameters, right? Maybe we add a parameter. Whoops. I don't know. Test value. I don't know. If you come up with a better test parameter name, that's fine. And parameters. How about just my param? And then we could do my value. Something like that. Okay, so as I go through this demo, we can talk about this, and I can show how this kind of works. Okay, and then I can show here if the result is okay. Then we can do var parameter equals r.parameters.getValue string my param. Is it my param? I forgot already. Yep, my param. I think that works. And so we can come in here, show our dialogue, we hit OK, and we got our parameter, my value. There it is. So I'm thinking maybe we should modify this a little bit. I think maybe we should have, on this view, maybe we should have some type of title or result or something like that, right? Some type of text block. Maybe I should do something like this, actually. So let's put this in a stack panel. Have a text block. Let's do message, maybe. Right? Something like that, maybe. Maybe we should do that. Or no. Let's call it result. No, that's confusing. It's too much result. It's too much result. Let's call it message. I gotta name this something else. I don't know what I'm gonna name this. Caption. I can't call it result. I can't call it that. It's too much result going on. Too much result going on. Not title. I don't want to call it title. Call it, I don't know. Any ideas out there? We can call this demo, or this property for this demo. I guess message. Message is fine. Message will work. We have message here, you know? We'll rename that. Result message. Message received. Oh, those are good ideas, actually. Misa. ZAFB5. I like both of those, actually. Let's go with result message. Or how about dialogue message? You know what? I like ZAFB5 a little better. Message received, because that's what it is. It's the message that we've received, right? Oh, if I can spell. I want to rename. Give me a rename. Oh, that's what happened. Rename. Okay. All right. I think that's a little better. Why did that rename? You know what just happened to me? Do you ever look at a word so many times and then it just starts looking weird? For some reason, when I look at the word message, it just looks weird now. I don't know. It's a weird looking word. It just looks weird. All right, let's go back to our view A and we'll update that. I think we're gonna have to set our vertical alignment to center. Horizontal alignment to center. Let's put some margin on this of like 10. Let's make the font size a little bigger, maybe 36 maybe. Maybe. We'll see what this looks like. Almost on a daily basis, Alex. Yeah. Oh, it just looks weird. Like, why does that look so weird now? So let's do something else as well. Let's go back to our message dialog and let's just set a width and height on this. Width, what? 350. Height, 400. Something like that, maybe. Let's run it. Let's see what we have right now. Now, since we made changes, we're going to have to... Ooh, okay, no, not that. We're going to have to go update our before app just a little bit. Ooh, no, that's too big. I need something more like... So I think our width was good. Whoops, sorry. I think the width is good. I think I need to bring down... Actually, the width is probably too big. Maybe something like that. Something like this. Okay, we got to do some design work. Okay, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Width, what? 150. No, that's too much. 200. Height, 150. What do we got? That's a little better. A little better. I think my width actually needs to go wider. 400. Bring the width. You know what? Maybe maybe we don't mess with the width, actually. I think this is going to lead into... I wonder if this is going to lead into another topic. This might lead into a different demo when we talk about styling. So maybe I should leave that off to where it looks weird like that. Because when we start talking about styling our dialog windows from a dialog, we can control the width and everything of our window there to where everything's kind of resized and looks good. So I think, okay. So I think the only thing I really want to do is maybe make this margin more like 25. I think that's what I want to do. Yeah, that's a little better. That's a little better. We'll do that. Okay. Yeah, this moves around. Blah, 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 blah. And then we will mess with the styling next. Okay, so as far as this demo is concerned, I'm thinking this one's okay. Like, we showed the basics of creating a dialog, hooking up its view model, registering that dialog with the dialog service, right? Register dialog. Then we showed how to show that dialog here. Now, I'm going to do another demo where we learn how to clean this up. We're going to make this look like way better. Way better, way better. Okay, so let's do this. Let's close this. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to delete the before. We're going to grab this after. And now we'll just remove the stuff we don't care about. So first we'll remove the dialogs. Okay, we'll remove our registration for the dialog. That's going to go away too. Okay. Alex, do you consider a side-by-side comparison with a traditional solution to show why Prism is better? To me, this is the best way to sell me on a product. I need to see the advantages. Well, hopefully, if you watch the whole course from beginning to end, because keep in mind, we are in module 12, right? So we've already done 11 other modules that kind of talk about how you structure your projects and how they're loosely coupled and regions and navigation and view injection and view discovery and parameters and all that stuff. Event aggregation. So we've talked a lot about that already. And all those concepts kind of built on one another going forward. So I think that isn't needed. Delete that. Delete that. Okay, I think we have this cleaned up now. So this is the starting point for the demo that I will record for the Pluralsight course. Okay. Well, you know, the one thing I didn't test, I better test it right quick. I gotta test it before moving forward. I need to test that message receives property we added. And actually, I want to, since we have a message received, maybe I should think about what we're sending back. right? The dialog was closed. So Alex, I am thinking of a way to show people it's worth trying. Make sense? Non-native here. Yeah. Basically, you want to be able to compare, you know, what does Prism get you, right? Like, why would you create your applications using Prism versus just your standard code behind, strong reference, tightly coupled, low cohesion, or high cohesion apps. Wait, did I have that right? The ones that are hard to test and all that stuff. I think that's what you're getting at. I don't have anything like that. Like this Pluralsight course that I'm working on now, it gets you there by teaching you each individual, you know, feature and how it works, and how it's built, why you would do it, why you use dependency injection, things like that. So I want to call this something other than my param, right? Cecil, thank you for the follow. Great to have you on the stream. Essentially, if you want your app to be loosely coupled, highly extensible, highly testable, easy to maintain, easy to write, all the navigation problems solved, how do you communicate between all those decoupled assemblies, then you would use Prism. If you don't care about any of this stuff, you just wouldn't use it. So what should we call this parameter we're sending back? Let's call this... I want to rename this to be something a little more, you know, useful. Alex, you didn't have to sell me. I'd buy anything off of you. Well, would you buy my mouse pad? I love my mouse pad. Don't laugh at me. All right, but aside from the regions, commands, dialogue, accessibility, reusable code, what has Prism ever done for us? Well, that's a great question. I'm sure it saved a few babies every now from, you know, somewhere. It saved a few babies. I'm sure. Carried kids out of burning buildings, like... Yeah, okay. What the heck am I going to call this thing? I can't keep using a result and message and whatever. I'll just call it my... What? Just keep it my param. Naming stuff is hard. I don't want to name stuff. Dan, well, that's actually true. Prism is used in emergency services software. That is absolutely true, Dan. There's a company, I'm not allowed to say their name. I don't know if I am or not, so I'm just not going to say it. But they are responsible for the 911 software on the eastern side of the United States. And their apps are built with Prism. So, yes, Prism saves lives. Literally. Their dispatch software is built and architected off of Prism, which is pretty freaking cool. Really cool, actually. Alex, you're an angel, sir. Okay. So we're sending a message to the dialogue, and we're getting a message back from the dialogue. Death Knight. So if there are any issues with EMS, call Brian. No, call Dan. He's got time to work on that stuff. Okay, so let's test this. So, oh, and then we can do something like this. Else, message seed equals, we can do a message here like, not closed by user. Right? We can do a check there. So let's test this before we move on to styling. And then we have to do custom windows. Okay, so I will... Oh, I need to make that wider too. Dang it. Okay. Not closed by user. See that? Closed by user. Dialog was closed by user. Not closed by user. Sweet. Okay, it worked. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so that works. We'll stick with this. I'm still not happy with my param, but it's a demo. It's fine. Whatever. Okay, so this demo is done. We're good with this. Are we going to show how to test these dialogues in the course? No, this is not a testing course. But these dialogues are written to where they can be tested, because all you have to do now is mock this dialogue service in your test. And now you can test all this. You can test your dialogues, because if you come into your actually dialogue code behind, you have an interface. This would be easy to test actually on its own. Joseph, does Infragistics have its own MVVM framework, or does it use Prism? Infragistics doesn't have an MVVM framework. We don't need one. Infragistics is a component vendor, so we write UI controls that will work with Prism for sure, but we don't use anything, right, internally to build those controls. Controls are not meant to have MVVM control. That doesn't, you don't do that. But those controls can be used in an MVVM application. However, we do have samples that we write, and we do use Prism for that. Chillax! Chillaxathor! Hello! It is going great. Let's see. Joseph, do you have some Prism Infragistics CRUD examples with report capabilities like Invoice? That is very specific, my friend. We do not have something that specific. And all the CRUD samples that we do have, they're going to be very basic CRUD. Like, they're not hooking up to real services or anything like that, because they're simple demos, right? All right, so I think this demo is done. I think let's go ahead and create a new one. And essentially, one thing I want to show is I want to show how to simplify your API. Maybe simplify your dialogue API. Yes, okay, so let's copy this. I'm just going to paste all that in there. Because what I want to do is... Come on, come on, come on. If we look at our view model, where we are calling this show dialogue, like, you know, this is a lot of work. Not so much this. I'm not worried about this part. You're going to have to do that no matter what. But what I'm talking about is you're creating the parameter, you're passing the parameter in. I might want to show using extension methods to clean that up. Right? Something like public static void show message dialogue. Right? And then we go I dialogue service this. Whoops. String message. Something like that. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Or wait, no, not this. Right? I'm thinking something like that. But we'll still need the action. We'll still need this. Dialogue result. We'll still need that. Right? Huh, Alex, I have a confession to make. This stream is pretty enjoyable and fun. That's awesome. I appreciate that. That's always good to hear. I'm not boring everyone out of their mind. So yeah. So what we want to do is we want to take this, like, just I don't know, code you're going to use a lot, because chances are you're going to reuse this message dialogue more than once. And you don't want to have to keep writing the same boilerplate code every single time. It doesn't make sense. So what we want to do is we want to wrap this logic up. So for example, I'm going to pull this out. Let's put this in here. And instead of that, we can pass the message in directly. Okay. Then let's take this call. Pass in our callback. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, and then this is just the normal dialog service. So now we could take that code out. We can get rid of that. Get rid of this. Okay. And essentially, where's my, this should be an extension method off show message dialog. It should be show message dialog. Oh, message. I need my message for one. I need my message. Hello from view model, right? Like that. You know, the thing with, I think this has to be in a static class, actually. So let's say public static. What do we call this? We can call this Dialog service extensions. Oh, I forgot my class. Right? Something like that. Dan, you should know how bloody easy it is to make it async, by the way. Who cares about that? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Everyone is so caught up with the stupid... And it wouldn't be async. That's the thing. It's not async. It's all synchronous. You're just faking it to have some stupid async await API. This is not async. I hate that. I hate it. It's so annoying. Sometimes I wish that async await was never invented and we just kept doing multi-threading the old complicated way, because at least you knew exactly what you had to do to get asynchronous code to work. Now everyone's just like, oh, async await. That does not mean asynchronous code, just so you know. That does not mean multi-threading. I'm just saying. Huh. Yeah, nope. Nope. Nope, not going to do it. So now what we've done, just so you know, what we've done is we've now pulled out this, message dialog, show message dialog. We've encapsulated all that logic for creating the parameters, creating the, the parameter name, anything that we want to throw in there, right? This makes it so easy now because you're going to have more than one dialog in your application. In a production application, you're going to have more than one. And it might have a ton of parameters. Like you might want to add another parameter to this. Like, so it could be like int age, right? Like you have all these different things and you don't want to have to keep like writing a whole bunch of boilerplate code. The point of Prism is to help you get your initial architecture structured properly, set up for success, right? We don't try to solve everything for you. So the Dialog Service API is there to help you show dialogues in a loosely coupled, testable way. But we're not going to try to like guess at everything you want. By creating your own extension methods off the Dialog Service API, you can now start encapsulating all your more complex logic to where the consumer of the Dialog Service, when it passes parameters, it just passes the parameter. It doesn't have to create a parameter object. Doesn't have to add items to the parameters collection. None of that. Right? So I think this is pretty cool. I think this is pretty cool right here. However, it doesn't belong here. It doesn't. You know where it belongs? This is, what is this? This is a .NET Core 3. It doesn't. I think it's just a WPF control. Yeah, I'll do this. .NET Core. Okay. And I will call this Prism Demo.core. And I will delete this because we don't care about it. I don't care about that assembly file either, actually. This belongs in a core project that's shared amongst your modules. So everything can take advantage of it. A new project! Yeah. So let's go ahead and do this. Add new folder. I guess we can call this Dialogs. That's fine. Or it could go into Prism. I don't know. And then we'll just take this class. We'll create it here. And then we'll just copy and paste this out. And put it where it belongs. Add some namespaces. Do I not have... Oh. Yeah, I need to add... manage NuGet packages. Prism, WPF, into core. Yep. Got to do that. But it's a little outdated, it looks like. I need to update all that. Okay, perfect. Close that. And now we're back at our using statements. There we go. There we go. And actually, let's think about this namespace, because in order to get this to work, we'd have to add that namespace in. Unless I did a namespace trick. Right? Now, it'll just show up automatically in my IntelliSense. And that little arrow you see right there, that means it's an extension. The little down arrow in the IntelliSense. So that's a little trick to fix that up, to make that just seamless, right? It'd be seamless. Dan says you should really stress that whether you're a solo developer, a team of 5, or a team of 100, you should always architect your apps as though you'll have multiple teams and multiple developers working on the app at the same time. Loose coupling, and don't be afraid to split things into another project. Isn't that the truth? Faux show, yo! So what we have done is we have successfully abstracted away the complexity of showing our specific message dialog box. And now we can come in here and we can add other dialogues. Like, let's say, oh, we're going to show the, I don't know, edit person dialogue, right? Maybe we're going to edit a person object modally, and we're going to pass in a person object or a person ID or a whole bunch of different parameters here. Like, now you can really start getting creative with what you do with your dialogues and how you show those and all that stuff, right? But now you have an extension point to do that. Do I still need that using statement? Nope, I don't. Nice. Okay. I think that is a pretty simple demo that we can do in the course to highlight how we can abstract away complexity. KR Jax, as a team of 1, the thing that frustrated me was having each project be its own repo. Oh my god, don't do that. Then when I'm implementing a new feature, I have to change across multiple repos. Probably means I just need to break down problems into smaller things, but managing git commits across several repos became a... Yeah. Yeah, if you're a team of 1, I don't know why you have multiple repos for projects that are shared across a single solution. If you look at Prism, how we... Actually, that might be a good time just to kind of show that off. The way we have Prism structured, right, is we have our Prism source code under our source folder, and then they're separated by platform. Here's forms, prism.core, right, and then Prism for WPF. And then we have our tests, all our testing projects by platform. We have our end-to-end apps that we do UI testing, right? So, yeah. So, KR Jax is asking, what's the best shared reusable projects then? Say I have 3 Prism apps. Dan is saying, 2 things that will be your friends, SourceLink and NuGet. Push to a private feed. You'll get that free with Azure DevOps. Yes. Yeah, so as a developer, sometimes it's easier to have all your projects, reference source code. But if you're truly sharing them, you probably shouldn't do that, especially if you have 3 separate projects. Because what happens is now all those projects are building against the same source code, right? So if one's in a broken state, they're all in a broken state. And you want to be able to ship and maintain your separate apps independently. So app 1 should just reference the output from the shared project. It shouldn't actually reference the project directly. It should only have a reference to the NuGet or the assembly. That way it can maintain its own code base. You're not forced to update to the latest and greatest. Because let's say you have 3 apps, or 2. Let's say you have 2 apps. And both of these apps share a shared core project. The actual project, the core code. That they reference the project in Visual Studio. And Project 1 and Project 2 have been deployed. And they both have updates. Right? Or one has an update. Let's say that. One has an update that you need to push. But you've been working on Project 2. And you've made some changes that break the API. So Project 2 has different requirements, and now you've broken the API in that core project. But crap, now you have to release a new version of Project 1. Well, you can't. You can't even build because it's in a broken state. So now you have 2 projects that are down. You can't release Project 1, even though it's like a title update or something stupid that had nothing to do with the core code. But because you modified the core code, it's broken. You can't push a bug fix. You can't push an update until that core is fixed. So you're really creating a very tight coupling with your development process in general, right? So you want to avoid that at all costs. When you have shared code, make sure you are consuming that shared code not directly in the source, but from some type of release process, maybe a NuGet package, or you're referencing an assembly or something like that, right? KR Jax, Brian here telling my personal story right now. Slash shame. Yeah, so have a MyGet feed, have a local feed, anything. Just whenever you build that shared, do not tightly couple those projects to the same code base, the same shared code base. If they're tightly tied or coupled with references, you're in a world of hurt maintaining multiple projects. Okay. So we're done here. We're done here. The next thing we have to build, we have to style. We have to style them now. So let's styling dialogues. And we also, you know what? I thought of another one. Custom dialogue windows. So we have 2 we got to figure out. So let's just copy this before and after. That's a good starting point. Whoops. Styling. Here we go. Okay, now styling is really easy. So this shouldn't take us long to do at all. Okay, so what we want to do is, okay, so let's just run this. I got to remember where I'm at. What we want to do is we're going to show this dialogue, and we want to style it somehow. We want to change some aspects of it. And since we're not controlling the actual window, how do we do that? Well, luckily, Prism makes this easy to do. I gotta remember where the namespace is at. It might be in Prism. Dialog window. The dialog window? I thought it was dialog window. Windows startup location. Windows style. Okay. Prism.dialog.windows style. There we go. It's been a while since I've looked into this. The target type is... What is the target type? A window? It's been a while since I've done this. I have documentation on this, so let's go look at it. Registering, showing, yeah, simplifying it, did that. Okay. Oh, styling. Yeah, window style. Dialog.window style. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. We'll do that. Okay, so I don't know what we could do here. Let's say setter. I don't know. What are we gonna do? Property. How about resize mode? Value. You can't resize it. No resize. Not allowed. No soup for you. How about a width? We could set the width of the window now. Say 400. Right? What? One pocket bit. But what if I need it bigger? Well, you control that. In my world, this one doesn't need to be bigger. Value, I don't know, 250 or 200. I don't know. We'll play around with it. Let's see what this looks like. There's a window. Hey, that actually looks pretty good, right? Can't resize it. But another issue is, you know, if I drag it, it's always centered. It's always centered on the parent window, right? The application window. It's centered on the window that it was shown from. So if I don't want to do that, setter property, we can use the Prism, Dialog, Windows startup location, attach property, center screen, right? So we can control even how the dialogue appears and where it appears. So that's center screen right there. I can drag it over here. Still gonna show center screen. Whoop whoop. Easy, easy peasy. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Okay, so that's it for that demo. That makes it easy. Really easy, actually. You know what I should do, actually? Let me open up a new window here. Dan, that button was obviously oversized. Yes, it is, on purpose. Let's open up my course proposal, because I want to see exactly what I told them I was going to talk about. Very last module. Okay. Yep. Showing a dialogue. Creating a dialogue. Yeah. You know, I didn't even tell them I was going to talk about improving the API. Oh, wait, I did right here. I did right there. Okay, never mind. So, yeah, styling, custom dialog window. Okay, so we got to do a custom dialog window now. Got it. Alex, that was fun. Fun hour, but I got to go. Stay safe, you guys. Have a great time. Hey, thanks for joining, Alex. I really appreciate it. It was great seeing you. Okay, so I did say I was going to show how to simplify your APIs. Okay, so now, lastly, we just do custom dialog windows. So I'm trying to think if we want to just continue from Ash. Ooh. Hold on. You know what I think I want to do? I think I actually want to use the one with the core project as the project going forward. So I'm trying to think of how the order in which I'm going to talk about this. So first, you know, you have to show a dialogue. Or should I call it creating dialogues? It should probably be called creating dialogues. Right, so you have to create the dialogue. Then we can simplify the API. Then I could show you how to style. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Let me open this back up. I think I want to use the other. I want to use the other project as my before and after. So let's copy this. I'm gonna open up Notepad over here. Paste it in so I don't lose it. Okay, styling. Let's delete that stuff. Oh, is it open? Oh, I already had it open. Okay. Oh, don't do this to me, Visual Studio. Do not do this to me. Can I at least rename this, please? Please let me rename this. Ugh. Okay, let me rename it. Oh, thank you. Okay. So simplifying your API. This is what I want right there. This is going to be our before and after. GA Crow. Visual Studio keeps asking Infragenesis license details. Is there another way to get rid of that? Have a license? Have a license. That helps. Yeah. If you have a license, you shouldn't get that. So no, there is no way to get around that. You gotta have a license. Okay, let's go back to our dialogue. I'm gonna take this window style that we had and just paste it right back in here. Right there will work. Let me run it just to verify that we didn't break anything. Shouldn't have. It's the same code, right? And we said center screen. And yeah, that works perfect. Okay. Can I delete this now? Yes, perfect. Okay. So next is custom dialog windows. So I'm going to take this before and after again. Actually, let's take the style one. Let's just keep building on it, right? KR Jack's got to head out. Thanks for joining. Good to see you always. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. What order did I close that Word document? Dang it. What order did I talk? I think a custom dialog window should be last. Yes. Okay. So this is good. So I will take the simplifying. No, I will take the styling. The before is the after. Okay. Custom dialog windows. Before. After. So styling after. This is the before. And then the after is what we're going to work on. Sweet. Any community license? No, there is not a community license. It is a paid product. And I'm glad it's a paid product, because if it wasn't, I wouldn't have a job. Hope you understand. I really like feeding my family and myself. I mean, free software is great. Don't get me wrong. But man, the whole movement towards free has really hurt companies. Like, open source is not a sustainable model. We need to have paid for software so we can make these things, right? Okay, so what am I doing now? I'm doing a custom dialog window now. So this should be pretty easy. Let's add a window. I'm not even going to look at my documentation. I'm going to just see if I can figure this out. I'll call this my custom window. And I don't know, what should we do? What should we do to this thing? binding title. My custom window. I think it has to implement an interface called Dialog window. Yep, it does. And this is could be a get set property. There we go. Huh, Dan, there's a community license. The community can pay for a license. Yes, Death Knight, I think the community is broke. Yes, I agree. The community is broke. Okay, so that's all there is to that, and I'm going to get rid of this. That just annoys me. So that's all it takes to have a custom dialog window, but we need to do something to our window. I don't know, can we set the background color to like green or something? I don't know. So we have our background window. Let's go into our app.xaml.cs. And all we have to do now is register our dialog window. And this is going to be called my custom window. Now, how do we use this custom window? Well, we have to go to where we are calling, where we are showing the dialog, where it says show dialog. There is another, wait, where's my, don't tell me that's not public yet. Don't tell me we didn't make that public. Hold on, am I updated? Dan, did we not release that? Oh, I'm updated to the latest. I'm not sure if we released that feature yet. Hold on, we gotta go to GitHub. We gotta go to GitHub. Oh, Dan's asking what feature? The feature to have a custom dialog window. Navigation page options, update that. We'll pull request. Hold on. Let's go to our closed PRs. This is a dialog window. Add support. No, that's not it. No. Changes in dialog, refactor, attach properties. Where is that dialog window? Where's that pull request at? Modal. Oh, right here. Right here. Add support for multiple dialog windows. See, there is another my awesome dialog window right here. On December 3rd, 2019. I don't think we've released this yet. But that should be it right there. Right there, right there, right there. Yes, this is an 8. We better, I'm gonna label this. Or not label, project. I'll put this on the project. Wait, where is it? Milestone. There. Better put that there. Actually, I'll put this milestone as well. So I know what the heck. Okay, so that makes it easy. This will come after the fact. I can update the course later when this is added. Death Knight, any idea when 8.0 will be released? We are actually doing a lot of work right now on 8.0. And we have Uno platform support and WinUI support coming. So we're probably going to want to wait until this is in before we do an 8.02. So whenever it's ready, it's ready. I mean, we do this in our spare time. We don't keep dates. We don't keep like Kanban boards and all this like people want us to act like a company and be, you know, have our development process like a professional company. But you know what? This is not. This is like our free time whenever we can do it. So when it's done, it's done. But what that tells me is I just made my job easier because this can't go in this course right now. So, oh, really? Come on, hurry up. Oh, come on, Visual Studio. You know, in the meantime, I will start cleaning these up to have them zipped up. So, if anyone ever sends a zip file of a project to somebody, please go in and delete all the bin and OBJ folders before you do that. Otherwise, you're sending a massive file to them. Right? And no one wants that. No one wants all that stuff. So clean that up. Yeah, it's busy work. Kind of sucks, but... And plus, if there are any like virus scanners, they won't see those assemblies and freak out. Almost there. Sweet. Now, can I delete custom dialog windows? Yes. Okay. Now I can zip these up. And these are going to be module 12 demos. And module 12. Bring the demos over. And 12 slides. Which we need to do the slides. We need to do the slides now. But we have the demos done, which is awesome, right? Yeah. Let's see here. There are times we have dates, like when we need to release professionally for something, it can motivate a release, but that's pretty rare, and I think we've only done that twice in the last 3 years. Yeah, that's true. Death Knight's just mainly wondering as I want to try my hand at a few of the features, just for practice to see how you guys do it. Now for the fun stuff. Slides! Oh, yes, slides. God. Oh, I'm not looking forward to slides. I was thinking that I would just power through and just finish everything today. Like, that's... I was thinking I was going to do that. I don't know. I don't know if I should power through and do slides. I hate doing slides. I really do. Slides suck, man. Yeah, then you can relax on the weekend with that sense of accomplishment. Exactly. Oh. And Tuesday we were, yeah. I'm hungry too, though. I'm hungry. My stomach's growling. I don't know if you could hear it on stream. Like it's pretty loud growling. I know we're gonna talk about creating dialogues, showing dialogues. We're gonna talk about styling dialogues. And what was another thing we did? Oh yeah. We improved our dialogue API. Something like that, right? Dan, well, there's always the live coders conference. Had like 2,200 people when I came over there. Yeah. I'd help with slides, but then I need to be a mind reader. Exactly. We need the Pumpkin King before. We got the numbers now. You only have the numbers if people join. And I don't see my my JD girl in there either. But so if we were to look, I mean, if I want to do slides, I kind of stubbed these out a little bit just now. I don't know if I want to get into this right now. You know what? I'm not going to. I made a decision. I'm not going to bore everyone with slides today. I'm going to wait till Tuesday to bore you on slides. But we did get all the demos written, which is huge, right? And plus, I want to put a little more thought into that document. So if I open up this Word document again, let me come back over here. I'm trying to think of what my thought process was writing this. Because you can't show a dialogue if you don't have one. Right, so maybe I'm just talking about the technique, different techniques for showing dialogues, yeah. I don't know if I should even get into that. I should just probably explain, you know what? Showing dialogues should go right up there. Huh. Death Knight. I think she has moved on. Ga Crow! G.A. Crow. Is it Ga or G.A.? Is it abbreviation? First time watching Brian live on Twitch. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. I always enjoy having as many people to talk to as possible so I don't go crazy here in my home office all by myself. Who likes working by themselves? I don't. Let's see. You know what? This is going to wait for another day. Dan, he does. This is going to wait for another day. Right. Joseph, are you familiar with the DevExpress MVVM framework? They claims their model complements Prism and that they work separately at different levels. Is that true? And does it even make sense to combine different MVVM frameworks? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so yes, I've seen that MVVM framework. I've seen it. I saw it in the early days when it was really bad, when I had to tell them you're doing it wrong. And so they've improved it a little bit. They've improved it some, right? But I wouldn't touch that MVVM framework with a 10-foot pole. I'm not sure how it would complement Prism, honestly, because the whole thing about MVVM, it's not complicated. It's not complicated at all. View model. Model, that's it. Your view, the data context is the view model, and that's just the state that your view is in. That's all it is. The view model just holds state. That's it. That's MVVM. That's all. You're done. Done. Stop. You're done. As long as you have a mechanism to set that data context to an instance of your view model, you have now implemented the MVVM design pattern. Okay? Now, there are other problems that you have to solve when using separation patterns or design patterns such as MVVM. Commanding is one of them. Okay. Communicating between different loosely coupled view models. So event aggregation is another. Navigation is one. How do you get around in the application, right? But just keep in mind that those problems you will have to solve with any pattern you use. If you're in code behind, you still have to figure out how you're going to communicate with other code behind views. You know, how you're going to navigate around to other code behinds or to other views. How you're going to respond to user input, right? So those problems aren't unique to MVVM. MVVM in itself is very, very basic. Like I said, it's just the view, the data context set to an instance of your view model, and your view model holds all the state. That's it. Everything else you'll have to solve with any other pattern you use. Okay? And so Dan says, don't effing reference the view from the view model. Yes. Right? There's some separations of concerns we're concerned about there. Okay? So, actually, Prism has a what's the word I'm looking for? A reputation for being an MVVM framework. Technically, it's really not an MVVM framework because it sits higher than that. In WPF specifically, it doesn't care if you use MVVM or not. You can use code behind, and you can still navigate, use event aggregation, right? You can still use delegate command if you want. You can still use all the features of Prism with a code behind app. You don't have to use MVVM. You can use MVC if you wanted to. It doesn't matter because Prism is just guidance. Excuse me. I can get some water here. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Does everyone see Lagunas? Everyone see that? In the chat. Oh, hold on. You know what? I'm going to use my new handy dandy tool. Oh, wait. Oh, she's not on here. Why didn't you show up? Very weird. She's in stealth mode, I guess. So, Lagunas is my wife. And I know why she's here. I know exactly why she's here. She was watching my stream one day and watching all of you get your butts kicked by the Pumpkin King. Okay? She said, I can do better. So she's here to prove it. She's highly competitive. So I think my wife, Lagunas, wants to fight the Pumpkin King. That is hilarious. I didn't think you'd actually show up. Astris, hey, good to see you. Just see you pop in there. She's at work right now, actually. So she doesn't come home for lunch anymore because she works at a sick clinic, a respiratory clinic right now, where she's treating a lot of patients who have respiratory illnesses, including those with the COVID-19 virus. So she doesn't come home anymore because she wants to reduce the risk of transferring the virus to us, her family. So she just stays home, right? So yeah, so we don't have lunch right now together anymore, and I get really lonely. How do I get one of those character thingies? Well, just start chatting and you should pop in there. Just start chatting and you should pop in. And if you scroll down on the, I don't know if, ooh, are you on your phone? I don't know if this works on your phone, actually. If you're on the website, you can scroll down a little bit on my channel page and you'll see a stream avatars. You can like customize your avatar and stuff. What are you on? Are you on a mobile device? Because you should have popped in already. I don't see you, actually. I don't see Lagunas in there. That's strange. And I didn't see you in your chat in my other tool. It's like you're... Oh, you're there now. Like this. Like, okay, you're there now. But do you have an avatar yet? I don't see your avatar yet. I see Brian, Panda, J Crow, Dan, One Pocket Pimp. Yeah, I'm not seeing Lagunas in there. So yeah, switch to PC. And while you do that, I will continue my talk about Prism's reputation it had. Because you jumped in and surprised me. You caught me off guard. But yeah, so as I was saying, Prism has this reputation of being that MVVM framework when it's more than that. In WPF, it really doesn't care. So whatever DevExpress is doing, I don't know. I haven't paid attention to them in a while. They're not really in my space anymore. I work for Infragistics now. I don't really look at what they've been doing. It's been typecast. I still don't see her in the avatars, though. Dan, it has that reputation, this Ryan Goodness guy that likes to close people's issues on GitHub. Yeah, I say no a lot. Right? Because Prism has just about everything you need in it now. And I just don't willy-nilly add a new API surface to a over 10-year-old framework. Right? I haven't seen D Lagunas jump in yet. And do so in his stream to embarrass new programmer. Yeah, I still don't see her popping in. Oh, now the fighting started, huh? I don't see... Huh. Oh, everyone's attacking me. I see how it is. Well, you know what? You think you could just attack me and get away with it? Oh my god. Okay. Diana says, I'll be just a minute. Don't start without me. Oh yeah. So we can't fight the Pumpkin King until my wife can join. That's really weird. I guess from mobile you can't join from mobile? Can't join an avatar from mobile? That doesn't make sense. Oh, One Pocket Pimp redeemed Battle Royale. I gotta give what the people want. Oh, Panda Express says they're on mobile right now. Then why wasn't she showing up? That's alright. Battle Royale. Death until the last person stands. There can be only one. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We need some music. Fight! Fight! Yeah, that's a little more motivating right there. Alright, who's got it? Curious. You should have create avatars of other frameworks and have Prism avatar. Well, you know, I could create a Prism user, give them mod status, and cheat. I could totally do that. Uh-oh. Oh, this looks like Executor is gonna win this one. Hands down. Like... Oh, and he got the health! Yes! We know the winner of this battle. Executor. Congratulations to the winner. I need to figure out this battle point stuff. Has D Lagunas joined yet? She's not gonna let me. I can't start without her. She'll be mad at me. We can't fight the Pumpkin King without her. Trust me. Going into the weekend, I do not want my wife mad at me. She wants to fight the Pumpkin King. She will fight the Pumpkin King. Okay. Check this out. I'm gonna make all you guys fart. You guys are nasty. Why are you so nasty? I didn't know my chat room was so nasty. Smells in here. Too much beer. Okay, well, she hasn't joined yet. Alright, give me questions. We gotta kill some time until she gets here, because I definitely don't want to fight the Pumpkin King without her. I will never hear the end of it. And it can't just be her. Unless she had to go treat a patient. Reminds me of something I saw earlier when a girl filled up a balloon sticking against a... Oh my gosh. Yeah, my wife probably had a patient come in. It's probably why she's not joining yet. Well, I mean, technically, this would be a good time to do those slides. Oh, Death Knight. So when are you gonna do some live coding on Prism Codebase? That's a great question. I guess I gotta have something to code on it, right? I mean, I gotta have something to code. I mean, if I look at the, I can look at the issues real quick to see what's there. I do have a bug I need to fix. A .NET Core 3 bug. Freaking .NET Core, I swear. Someone is actually taking on the deep link into navigation subpages of tab items. That's going to be interesting. I've already looked at that issue before. I will be curious to see what solution this person comes up with. And they're doing it live on stream, by the way. Yeah, the XAML module catalog needs to be fixed. I need to update the Prism template pack. Maybe I could do that live as well. That's pretty easy though. Yeah. Oh yes, the joy of .NET 5 coming out. I am terrified of what's going to happen when that happens. I don't know what the heck that's going to break. Xamarin's always breaking stuff. That happens every release. I need to make the project templates open source. Oh, you're going to open source the project templates? Death Knight says, just nice to be able to ask questions live as we go through the code. Yeah. Yeah, Dan, we talked about that, but unless you're going to do the work to add the command line support, I don't see the point. Executor, what ILC container do you use for Prism usually? Unity, DryLC, AutoFac. I prefer DryLC. Okay, so AutoFac is no longer supported by Prism. AutoFac has moved to an immutable container, meaning it cannot be changed. And due to the modularity aspect of Prism, we gotta have a mutable container. The container has to be able to change. And since AutoFac no longer supports that, we drop support for AutoFac. So that leaves only mutable containers such as Prism, DryIOC, and Inject. I'm sure there's some other ones out there. So I've been using Unity since the beginning, like forever. So, I mean, I've been using Unity for so long that I just kind of stuck with it. However, I've been using DryIOC more. But here's the thing. Because Prism now has its own IOC interfaces, right? Its own dependency injection abstraction. You have the iContainer provider and the iContainer registry. It doesn't really matter what container you use because you won't know it. The only project in your entire application that will reference a container is your main executable. That's it. All the other modules will never reference a container directly. Now, of course, there's some maybe it will, maybe it won't, depends scenarios on if you need to do something super custom and you need access to your container. Well, then at that point, you would actually reference your container. We give you access to the container types directly through some extension methods, but preferably you wouldn't have to do that, right? But there are some cases where you will have to do some custom registrations with factories or some collections or something weird like that. And in those cases, you would use the container directly. For the most part, I have yet personally to ever have to access the container directly. So Death Knight would be interested in adding command line support to the templates. Is that terribly complicated? No, it's not terribly complicated, and we already have the infrastructure in place for that. We just have to do it. It's just work. It's just time. So the templates that you use with the Prism template pack are already in the form of the .NET template. Okay? And it's really easy to add, actually. Yeah, Dan's saying it's really easy. And he could do it on a live stream. Maybe I can kind of give you a peek I can kind of give you a peek into that. Let me find it first. I have to... Prism library, template pack, templates. Oh, okay. Here, let me share right quick. So, for the Prism template pack, we have our templates. And so if we look at, for example, the Wpf templates, we have a number of different templates that we have. And so if we go into the template.config, this is where we would actually do that. Okay, this is where we start going through. Right? Oh, my wife can't log on through my work PC. Well, you know what's weird? Anyways, let me finish this up. Don't go anywhere yet, honey. I will, we'll see if you show up yet. But yeah, so this is kind of where we set up your options and the kind of the API stuff. Like it's just a JSON file. It's really easy. All it is it just takes time, right? So did Lagunas show up? You know what? Let's just start, and when we start the Pumpkin King fight, then type !join. And that should add an avatar for you. Like, that's really weird. So let's go ahead. Everyone. It's going to take everybody. Like no joke. So all 28 people that are watching right now, you have to join. You have to fight the Pumpkin King or you will not win. Okay? So here we go. Type !join as soon as you see, yes, !join. You're a warrior, a priest, or a mage. You have 50 seconds to join. Make sure you join. It's going to take all 20 of you to beat the Pumpkin King. I'm sorry. It is. So Diana, join. Join with the Pumpkin King. Oh, honey, you didn't put the space. You didn't put in a space. Oh, there's not enough of you. Yeah, honey, you missed your opportunity. Oh my god. Oh, it didn't get me in. What? You know what? Maybe I can cancel it. Let's start over. Let's do this. I'm gonna disconnect. Let's do this again. First. Oh, join time. You know what? I'm gonna give people 120 seconds to join. That's 2 minutes. Okay? That will work. I think that'll work. Yeah, we're going to increase that timer to 120. Okay, let's... Here we go again. Here we go again. All right. Now you have 2 minutes to join. 2 minutes to join. We're going to do this again. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Wait for the chat. Wait for the message. Wait for the message. Now go. Go. There's the timer. Join, join, join. !join, space, and what you're going to be. What happened? That was not 2 minutes. That was not 2 minutes. Maybe it maxes out. I can't imagine it would max out. No, Diana, you're not in. I don't see you in there. That is really weird. I'm going to have to really research that. Yeah, you've had more. No, there's no limit on how many people can join. Or is there? Is there? Hold on. I'm going to disconnect. I'm going to look into this. Hold on. Is there? Timer? Join seconds? Join repeating sound, introduce sound, lose sound, victory sound, game repeat. I don't see any settings. I don't see any settings where... Here, let me actually show you what I see. I'm going to show you what I see on this. You see this? Okay, so we can set the timer. It said join timer in seconds. I put it to 120, but that was not 120. Then how many seconds you have for a turn? Right? I'm thinking maybe we should up that too. Maybe to 30 seconds for... Then we have text color back. I mean, that's it. There's no limits. There's nothing. We can play basketball. Battle Royale. Duel and wagers. Roulette. Slot machines. But yeah, this is no, right here. 120 seconds. There's no limit. Very strange. Very strange indeed. I'll have to do research on that. So I don't know. I don't know if you guys wanted to whack at it anyways. Let's try. Let's just see. I want to give everyone the opportunity to fight the Pumpkin King. So have your exclamation point, join, space, what you want to be ready, because I'm about to start it. And maybe it's a limit on the number of people who can join. That would be stupid, though. Everyone let D. Lagunas in first. I don't know why she's not popping up in chat, honestly. Or, not in chat, but in the avatars. Okay, here we go. I'm starting. Wait for the message from my chat bot. There it is. Exclamation point, join. Diddy Walsh! Diddy! Good to see you! You've missed the Pumpkin King fight, though. We just started. Minute 41, minute 40. You know what? I think there is a limit. Hey, DD, I think there's a limit on how many people can fight the Pumpkin King. No, Diana, you did not get it. When you get home, we're going to find out. We're going to run another test and see why you aren't popping in there. There's something wrong. I don't know why. And no, I don't have any code in that says, if you're my wife, you can't fight the Pumpkin King. I don't have code like that. So if you've never fought the Pumpkin King before, you're going to have 30 seconds, because I changed it to 30. You saw me change it to 30. To choose your attack. If you're going to protect people, if you're going to smite, attack, you know, like, there it is. Like, Joseph, Firebolt, Lifesteal, or Dampen. So you have 3 options. Exclamation point, your command. And let's see if this group can take out the Pumpkin King. Oh, Jade! Jady girl! Jady girl has joined. I have both my wife and my daughter on my stream. Oh, that is hilarious. Neither of them were able to join the fight. Nope. Nope, they weren't. But I need to find out. Oh, look at that. So the Pumpkin King is undefeated. No group of people have defeated it yet. You know what that means? You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? The person who defeats the Pumpkin King will get a free license to Infragistics Ultimate. That's right. Gonna organize a team to do this. Actually, I need to think about this. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. It's a team effort. It's a team effort, right? So what would be fair is if that team, that entire team, wins. The entire team gets a subscription, a 1-year subscription to Infragistics Ultimate. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I just took a screenshot of everyone fighting the Pumpkin King right now. And if anyone can beat the Pumpkin King, if just one person stands, if the Pumpkin King goes down, I will give all of you a 1-year subscription to Infragistics Ultimate. Ah! Now watch today be the one day you guys beat him. He's undefeated in like 7 fights. Here we go. Who's gonna take it? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 7 people fighting right now. Death Knight already has a license, so that's good. Actually, this group is doing really well. This is actually a really good group. Because before, in the previous battles, the health bars on the others have been way less than this. Because the Pumpkin King is quite powerful. Let's see. Oh, that's only 13 though. He's weak today. He's weak. That's why. Yeah, that's why someone demoralized the Pumpkin King, so the damage wasn't as bad. Oh, that's a great hit. Oh my gosh. Of course, I have a giveaway. Of course. I had to say something and say I'm gonna give away all these licenses, and now you guys are kicking butt. Let's see. Oh, this is fun though. Oh, this is fun. Now it's on me now. It's like, oh crap, go Pumpkin King, go Pumpkin King. So I'm gonna tell my boss is gonna say, hey Brian, I just noticed you gave away 7 licenses today. Did you have an event? Is that a user group? What's going on? So no, they they beat the Pumpkin King, so. Oh my gosh, you guys are doing awesome. I'm like sweating now. I'm like, woo. Yeah, Death Knight will be like, really? I've never beaten him. Okay. What do we got here? What do we got? What do we got? Come on, Pumpkin King. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. No! This is not looking good for me. This is not looking good at all. Normally at this point, everyone's almost dead, but there's a lot of health left. There's a ton of health left. Okay. Okay. I need more music. I need better music. Okay, you have me waiting in anticipation right now. Oh, come on, Pumpkin King. You gotta be more powerful than that. We're still strikes at 30. 27, that's what I'm talking. Get him. Come on. 3. Come on. I'm nervous. What do we got? What do we got going on? Got to demoralize. Oh my gosh. That's what's going on. You're demoralizing him. So it's reduced damage by 25%. Oh, that's why. Oh my gosh. You guys have a chance. You have a chance. Michael's in great shape with health. He's got the most health of everybody. What do we got? 3? God, come on. Come on. Come on, Pumpkin King. What are you doing? I don't think anyone has died yet. That's unheard of. 38! Not a single team member has been killed yet. There we go! There we go! Come on, Pumpkin King! Come on, Pumpkin King! You got this! You got this! Oh! Come on, come on, come on. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Oh my god, no! No, 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 no! No! Yes! Come on, Pumpkin King! Don't you do it! One pocket pimp! You better heal! You better heal! Come on, come on. No! Okay, boss's turn. Boss's turn. Here we go. What do we got? What do we got? 13? Oh, come on. That's nothing. Yeah, Dan says it's hilarious that you make an offer and start rooting against everyone playing. Okay, come on. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Come on, Pumpkin King. Oh, 2 more. 2 more. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Come on. No. No. What happened? No. Oh, my gosh. Congratulations, team. Congratulations. I am a man of my word. I have screenshotted all of your usernames. So, message me on Twitch. That little send me a message. And I will send you a link and a promo code to accept your free 1-year subscription to Infragesix Ultimate, worth nearly $2,000. You get user controls for, custom controls for WinForms, WPF, Xamarin Forms, ASP.NET. We got Blazor coming, Vue, React, Angular, all kinds of stuff. So congratulations, team. You did it. It was close. It was so close. So close. But you pulled it off. So message me through Twitch, and I will get you your codes. You will get your licenses. Congratulations, team. That was a great way to end today's stream. I think now is a good time to raid somebody. So let's go find someone to raid, shall we? Who is live right now? Well, we got the live coders. Yeah, I mean, we could do the live coders, right? That works. Let's do that. All right, everyone. So the live coders, just so you know, we're doing I'm part of the live coders team. Full disclosure there. But we're doing an all-day conference, an online event on Twitch under the live coders. So it's all kinds of great people sharing all kinds of great techniques on coding or just different topics altogether. They're not all code. So right now it looks like someone is talking about debugging Python. So awesome. So let's go ahead. Let's get this raid started. I want to take this opportunity to thank every one of you for joining me today. Congratulations to the winners of the Pumpkin King battle. Once again, please do not forget to message me on Twitter. Twitter or Twitch. Doesn't matter. Just message me. I have your screen name, and I will get you your license. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate every one of you for joining me today, and I cannot wait to see you next time. Have a great day. Let's get to the raid. Have a good one, everyone.